Hey, it says I'm live. We'll see how long that lasts. Looks like it works though. Um, I'm going to tell you 8 reasons why I believe that the space station is specifically the beast that is talked about, or that John saw in Revelation 13, verses 1 and 2. Daniel saw it in Daniel 7, verse 6. And but I'll tell you the reasons. That's not the reasons why, but those were just some verses, and I'll try to just say all the verses, but I'm gonna try to go through it quick because I don't want it to be like a super long video. I want it to be really quick. Okay, first reason is John and Enoch together show us that there's 7 wandering stars that transgress their order. And Enoch went and saw those, and Uriel explained to him, and Enoch called them mountains burning with fire. And then in Revelation 8, verse 8, John also uses the exact same phrase and says he saw a mountain burning with fire get thrown into the sea. And in Revelation 17, John goes to the wilderness in the spirit. He's not in his body, he's in the spirit. And he sees the woman and the beast. And the beast has 7 heads. Whoa. I'm on a freeway and they're doing construction, and I just saw someone get nailed. Whoa, that was crazy. Because it's pretty slippery, like, because of the rain. Sorry, guys. I'm driving. Okay. John went to that same place that Enoch went. Enoch said, this is in chapter 18 of Enoch, he went to a waste and horrible place, and he saw those stars of heaven bound there. In Revelation 17, John goes to the wilderness in the spirit. I think it's the same place. And John, when he was there, the angel told him that the 7 heads that are on the beast are 7 mountains. And he doesn't say burning with fire, but the woman sits on those 7 mountains. And then he says there's an 8th, or the beast that was and is not, is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. There's 8 wandering stars in our sky because we have a space station up there. Or we have a light, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. We have it up there. I'm pulling a trailer right now, like a enclosed trailer, and there's concrete barriers on both sides of the road. I don't want to leave a mark. That's reason number 1. That took a minute. The other ones won't take as long. That one, because it was Enoch and John. And so what I'm basing what John is saying, I'm familiar with a couple of those things because of what Enoch was saying. So that's kind of why I was bringing both of those up. Okay. We're good now. All right. Next on my list, Revelation 17, verse 8. They that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life of the Lamb from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. It's when they see it. That means when they see it, when they behold the beast. Something that they're going to be seeing. And I happen to believe that John was in the spirit and that he was up in the sky when he saw all these things. Another side note is that I also believe that the place we have been calling space isn't fake. It's actually the abyss of fire. And Enoch verifies that in Enoch chapter 18 also. when he goes to the abyss of fire, and he sees, in chapter 19 in Enoch, he sees the Genesis 6 angels that fell. He sees them there, and they're defiling mankind and leading them astray into sacrificing to demons as gods. What are the planets? Jupiter, oh, false god. Mars, false god. All the planets, everything that men has ever named up in space is pretty much just false gods. And then we put our idols up there. Okay, I'm getting off track. The feet of the bear, the feet of a bear. Revelation 13, verse 2. I can't quite quote it right now, but it says, it said the beast that John saw, and keep in mind he was seeing this and describing what he was seeing. It had, sorry, I'm trying to remember exactly how it says it. Well, okay, feet of a bear. It had the feet of a bear, and the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power, strength, and great authority. Okay, the feet of a bear. The space station does have the feet of a bear because the only way that an astronaut can get up to the space station is on a Russian Soyuz. They launched one yesterday. It's the only way an astronaut can go to the space station. I hope this feed's not all choppy. If it is, I can't really take time to read the comments. I'm driving, but I got a trailer, so everyone likes gouging me. I keep a little bit of a distance in front of me, and then people just jack around me all the time. But that's just part of the gig. Okay, the feet of a bear. It has the feet of a bear because Russia's the only way to get there. Scarlet color. That's a simple one. John said that the beast that he was seeing was scarlet colored. The space station solar arrays are scarlet colored. When I film it in the sky, it's scarlet colored. So it's scarlet colored. Okay, I mentioned Daniel 7 verse 6. I don't remember the exact. The beast. I don't remember. It had 4 wings like a fowl, and dominion was given to it. Dominion of what? Dominion of the host of heaven, because that's what Daniel's vision is about. The kingdom of heaven. That's up in the sky. That is up in the sky, guys. The kingdom of heaven. And right now, the space station has dominion of it. Even though it was and is not. So don't believe in it. It's not. It's a trick that those devils up there are playing on mankind. So it's not NASA. NASA's lying, but it's not the people at NASA that are lying. It's just people believing lies and then teaching them as science and facts, because it's not facts at all. I don't think there's one globe proof, since it's not a globe. Next one. Oh, this is a good one too. The dragon gives it its power, strength, and great authority. SpaceX Dragon resupplies the International Space Station since 2012 using their Dragon little horn, little capsule, launching on a 2-stage rocket that makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men and deceives them that dwell on the earth by doing that. All right, next one. It came out of the bottomless pit. Came up out of the bottomless pit. No, it didn't. The bottomless pit would be under us. No, hell from beneath is moved for thee at thy coming. That's in Isaiah chapter 13, I think. They're already sinking into Sheol. They're it's swallowing them up already. The darkness, the blackness of darkness, the abode of the damned, hell. It's up in the sky right now. It's the darkness. So darkness it has a meaning. It has more than one meaning, but it has a literal meaning. Like if I went like this, there you go. Well, you can see my thumb, but that would be darkness if I had it covered up better. Okay. Darkness is like blackness, darkness. I was just gonna try to switch lanes, and I'm like, nah, wait. Okay, so that was, which one was that? Oh yeah, the beast did come out of the bottomless pit because it didn't exist on the earth here, maybe in little pieces or something, but it was built up there, and that is the abyss of fire. It's where the 7 planets. It's Enoch went there in chapter 18. Go read it, starting verse 9, something like that. All right, and I think one more. All right, I think that was it. The blackness of darkness. That's where it is, in the blackness of darkness. The 8th wandering star, the 8th mountain. Get it? That's my main. That was 7 or 8 reasons. Hopefully it was 8. Those are all reasons I have that come from the Bible. They don't come from my mind or something. They come from this world manifesting the things that Jesus showed to John. He showed John in a vision the things that are happening in our world. And the beast that he showed him flew up to heaven, and they made fire come down from heaven. And the one that did that was giving his power to the beast that we've just been talking about. The one that, it's the space station. It's deceiving the world. It deceived every single one of you, and it deceived me, and it deceived everyone in this world. And now Jesus showed us the truth, and so we are, he said, they shall turn to you for a testimony. Ye also shall bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning. Jesus isn't bound by time, guys, and that's so important to realize. I had this video is going to be longer now since I want to talk about this. So the 8 reasons video is over, but this part right here, I want to talk about something important. Somebody left me a message or a comment on Facebook this morning, and it's a good guy. It's not someone trying to rip on me or anything like that. But he said, "Why don't you preach the gospel anymore? Why I don't hear you talk about salvation through Jesus Christ or anything?" And my response back was kind of in depth, but first, the basic response is flat earth is the gospel. And it's hard for people to understand when I say that. They're like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. And it's in the Bible that it is. It's Jesus that said that at the end, there would be the gospel of the kingdom preached as a witness to the world. And then the end would come. So that's God being brought to the world. 1 Peter 1 says, 12 or 13 says, therefore, I don't know exactly how it goes, but it says, hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. So what I'm saying is that since we're alive now, and since all these things in the book of Revelation are manifest now, what that means is that we were already all deceived. And so now Jesus sent his spirit just like he foretold. He said, howbeit, when he, the spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. And he'll show you things to come. And then also, He will reprove the world of sin because Jesus said this. He will reprove the world of sin because they believe not on me. So remember that Jesus um, paid for our sin on the cross with his blood, his own blood. He gave his own life, and I can't imagine how hard that would be. I don't know if I would be able to do that. Like, I don't know if I would want. Yeah, I want to do that. I would give my life before. What I'm saying is that would be very hard. It is it's what he said. What is it in Mark? The end of Mark. He said, "They that believe on my name shall cast out devils. They will speak in new tongues. Will take on serpents." See, these are things that if you let go of all the things that, like, I don't know how the right word to use, but all the things that the world knows, or all the things that I'm starting to call it like the doctrines of men, in every aspect. Like, this world doesn't even understand what sin is, and they have this fake holiness, and they worship in vain. Like, I'm not ripping on anybody. I'm just saying I see that because that's what the Lord said, and he tells us why. Paul tells us why. Because professing ourselves to be wise, we became fools and changed the glory of God that's incorruptible into an image that was corruptible. And I know what that image was. And we were all living on it. See, here's another person gouging me right now. Thank you. It's all right. I'm used to the gouging. I just haven't drove the trailer for a little while. So there's my take on that. That's what I was saying. Everyone alive today, because of just the world we were born into, we all rejected the gospel of Jesus Christ. We thought we believed in Jesus. We said we believed in Jesus, but we actually didn't believe in Jesus. He is the Word of God. And even Jesus said this himself. He said, if you don't believe what Moses wrote about me, if you don't believe what Moses wrote, how are you going to believe me? And I totally understand why he said that. Because Moses gave us a clear account of how Jesus made the world. And if you don't live in that world, I don't think that Jesus is going to do miracles and open your eyes to the truth. I think you're going to continue believing lies and living on your globe and thinking that flat Earth is at the very best something that someone believes, or that other people believe. And that's, to me, it's clear to me that this is the revelation of Jesus Christ, and flat Earth is the grace that he is giving us to save us. That, like, these are real. People say, no, you're saved by grace. Yeah, well, let's talk about what grace is then. You get what I'm saying? There's just too many phrases, like once saved, always saved. I have no idea what people are even talking about there. That's not even a topic of conversation unless you get really deep into what do you mean by these things. Whoa. Because just say once, who knows? Okay, am I saved? How would you know? How would I know? Salvation, you know what's funny too? That's what I wrote to that guy. I wrote, flat Earth, as much as you people probably hate to hear it, flat Earth is salvation. And if you disagree with that, go to the scripture where I read it. Luke 3, verses 4 through 6. I can't quote it, but I can try. The voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord. Every valley shall be filled or lifted, something like that. Every mountain and hill shall be made low, the crooked shall be made straight, and rough places plain. And the glory, or no, that's Isaiah 40. And the salvation, and all flesh shall see the salvation of God. So it describes flattening out the earth, and then it says, what I just said, sorry. There's a ton of traffic, and it's all backed up, so I'm just being real careful. So Luke 3, verses 4 through 6, it's a quote of Isaiah 40. And that's what John the Baptist was quoting. And Isaiah 40, it says it says the same thing, but it says it slightly different. It says the same thing. It says, every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill made low. The crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places made plain. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. That's flat earth. So I know a lot of people that are hard-hearted, and they're not trying to be. They're good people, but they can't see the miracle that Jesus is doing. They cannot comprehend that he did a miracle already in this world in the last few years, and he is reproving everyone in the world, and everyone's going to hear, and then the end comes. That's my take. And I'm gonna, when I get stopped and everything, get a chance, I'm gonna check out the comments and everything. And I just can't take a risk, obviously. But after I get through these curves, there's like concrete walls on both sides of me. There's just so much construction in Minnesota during the summer. The winter ruins all the roads, and then we have to redo them just about every summer. Okay, now I'm on a straightaway. I can find the one. All right, you guys. Love you all. Have a good weekend, a good Friday. And remember that when I say flat earth, remember who told me to say it. That's it. Who cares about the earth or the shape of it? It doesn't matter. What matters is that you believe the one who made the earth, and you might as well listen to the way that he made it, because he wouldn't tell us he made it a different way than he made it. Wow, this is skinny. I have like 1 foot on each side of the trailer. It's like sketchy. All right. There we go. You guys have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. And